Damn, good here.
Huh?
That's the last one.
It comes up on your email when you get notified.
All right. I don't get notified. I told
Sure
you
you
that.
do. Right there I am. So right there. It says YouTube. I get notified all the time, so I don't know why you guys don't.
I don't
You're
know
not
why.
subscribed then. That's the only reason why you're not.
Okay.
Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Jerry Bell says hi. Just like W now. I know it's just a mess. Apparently, YouTube's been making changes. First of the year, they always make. I didn't have my microphone on. I don't care. I didn't have my coffee yet either.
Oh my. Yeah, basically that's what he gets for those late nights. We're out in the back today because the neighbors is having some work done, and so they're out there cutting tile and what have you out front. So we decided to do this out back, and then all kinds of problems, but we'll figure it out later. So how are y'all? It's a nice day here. It's cloudy, but it's pretty warm. I think today's high is supposed to be 82, and it's getting there. But we got a nice breeze, and feels pretty good actually. So, oh my, South Carolina, Joy, hey, and yeah, you're right. The first coffee, he hadn't had his coffee. I just got him up, and no girls' lunch today. I said that won't be until till toward the end of the month. But I did have lunch with Judy yesterday. Judy P and I, we went shopping and then stopped for lunch. But I haven't been doing any videos of that kind of thing because I don't think anybody would be interested in it. But I think maybe since this is a new year, I'll try something new and be doing a few videos, and it'll be Where's Sue? Yeah, where is Sue today? So, oh, and Rizzo, Mr. Rizzo, your wife's cheesecake is awesome. She's just an awesome cook. She made that jam for me, and then she sent me home with cheesecake, and we don't eat much of the New York style cheesecake because it's kind of thick and gloppy to me because I'm used to the Cherry Delight and it's not quite as stiff. But it had a great taste, so I can imagine it's probably pretty hard to not eat a lot around because it seems like she must cook a lot because she was making key lime pie, I think, for the renter that was coming in. So I bet they were thrilled. Oh, and Kelly B, how are you? I said, this is just like it's a nice day out here, and I hope y'all are somewhere where there's some warm weather. I think we're getting another cold spell soon. Of course,
Yeah,
this
they
is
said the high Friday's going to be 69.
yeah. Well,
I'll be wearing long pants.
I said you don't have to get out for anything Friday, so I think you're good. But yeah, but I said you probably have to move over a little bit. No, you're good. I'm looking on here. You're good. Yeah.
Thought I had it together a while ago where we were.
Yeah, that's on.
Oh, shit.
You better drink that coffee. Hi, guys.
Just so you guys know, I've always said I'm not an early riser. Sue had to come and wake me up at 11:45.
Yeah. And
it gets too high. Bring it down a little bit. How's that? That's good enough.
Is that good? Okay.
No, it's not good, but it's good enough.
Oh, okay. Well, I said there's a glare on it from this side, so I can't see at all. So
according to that, I'm cut off on the side of my face right here.
Well, but see, I'm looking on my phone here.
But I know when I go in and watch it on TV, it shows more than what you see here.
Okay.
It's that camera on that thing. It's not exactly perfect.
Okay. Hey, Sandy, Rick, Pauline. Quite a few already today. And what we got?
John Keller, yo, yo, yo. Homeboy. I assume they can hear. Everybody can hear us. I assume.
I think they're hearing fine. They're
Okay.
making comments, so I think they can hear fine.
Well, they make comments behind my back.
Aw.
Yeah. A while ago, the reason why I had to stop that stream and start over is for some reason, you know how when you turn your telephone, the picture will flip to a bigger picture. Well, my iPad does the same thing. Probably everybody's iPad does this. I'm just trying to explain it. For some reason, I had it set up in the front where we normally sit, but Sue was saying they're putting tile in the guy's house next door, and they got their cutter machine sitting outside, and it makes a lot of noise. And she said they're working over there now, so we decided to come to the backyard so you wouldn't have to listen to the saw whenever they started it up.
Yeah.
And anyway, when I got back here, and I tried to hook the iPad up, and it wouldn't flip. The picture wouldn't flip. It said it was locked. I have no idea what it's talking about. I've never had that problem. So I went in the house and I couldn't figure out how to unlock it, so I stopped it. Well, when I started a new stream, this one is flipping okay. So I don't know. This stuff happens, it seems like, out of nowhere.
Well, I said we need to take the time before you turn this on live to get everything straightened out.
I usually do. I usually go out there and get it set up a good half hour before we actually go out there, really. But I overslept. I was working late last night, getting some things done. One was I was watching the news, getting the update on there over at Waterman Village. They did catch that girl, and she was in those couple's car that was killed. They found her in Georgia, I believe.
I didn't hear.
I think, yeah, I found her in Georgia.
They just kept saying other state.
And they arrested her, and they either are bringing her back or they've already extradited her back. Right now, she's charged with possession of a stolen car or something like that. She's not charged with murder or anything, but I got a sneaky feeling just from what they've said and what the security guard has cameras have showed and things like that this is the gal. And why? I have no idea why. It doesn't make sense to anybody.
Yeah. Kelly B says, guess who has a contract on a home in Citrus Cove?
Oh, you bought one?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for you.
She must be doing it online because she's already been here and gone.
Oh, well.
She must do it online. It's scary, ain't it? Are you nervous about buying a house online? Wait till they ask you to transfer money and you see like thousands of dollars on the computer go from here and it just goes, poof, it's gone. And we don't know where it goes.
Hey, Susan. Yeah, it is scary. It's not as much as it used to be. Remember when they first started doing that, or well, when we first started looking.
I was a nervous wreck. I wanted to take a day off of work.
Well, we didn't do that much on the computer at that time, as far as money goes. I didn't do my banking on the computer or anything, and until after we moved down here. So, yeah, it was scary at first because we really didn't know how it worked.
I will tell you one thing that I know, unless they've changed it, and I don't think they have. Make sure your printer
is full of ink.
And what was it? Your scanner. You had to have a scanner too.
Yeah.
You had to sign some things, scan them, and then send them back. That could be changed. Then they overnighted stuff with FedEx with paperwork in it. I don't remember what all that was. Yeah. And then, of course, there was a return envelope in there. That was easy peasy. But the scanning printer thing was kind of nerve-wracking for me.
Well, she said, yep.
Oh, I remember why. Because on our computer, we had dial-up. Yeah, we had dial-up. Yeah. She said she bought it online over FaceTime to her. So,
It said it wasn't
Yeah,
scary at all.
FaceTime is something. That's Zoom. Facebook's got FaceTime.
Yeah.
A lot of FaceTime everywhere.
Yeah, super easy process. Back then, we
didn't
didn't
have any
that.
of that.
No.
It was a phone call.
Yeah.
And I'm on this end, and Tim's on that end, and he's telling me what's going on, and I'm saying okay. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone now, so everybody can witness that you said okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it went.
And Mark Berry said he bought his remotely too. The bank makes it the Villages Bank makes it very easy. Although I have known a few people, we had some people on a couple of years ago that had bought a place down here, and they didn't go through the Villages Bank, and they had some problems
For closing.
Well, and Deb did too.
Closing.
Yeah, when she bought her house, she had problems because she went through another bank.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, because I was just joking around. I said, "Oh, you didn't go through the Villages banks?" That was Citizens then. Now, I think Citizens owned by somebody else. I think he sold that. But anyway, the developer owned all the Citizens banks. And the developer also owned the closing offices here. So she got her house financed through another bank. And I said, "Oh, that could be a problem." I said, "That's a slap in the developer's face right there." And so anyway, she did, and her closing got bumped. Well, I'm gonna say like 2 or 3 times. If it was gonna be in May, no, we changed it. Now it's in June. you know.
Yeah, and if you go through the Villages, they give you closing. You can pretty much put money on.
Yeah, we went to the Villages, and they told us whatever date it was. I don't remember. Let's say it was October the 12th at 4 p.m. And by God, it was at 4 p.m. They come out looking for us.
The Travel Dreamer 46 says, "Oh, I remember the dial-up and the pings."
Yeah, that was our connection to the for the printer, for the internet, and the dial-up wasn't very secure at all.
Yeah, we didn't use the computer much back then. So.
Well, I mean, back then they didn't. Today they're worried about getting hacked and all the scammers. And we didn't have hardly any security at all back then.
No,
we just did it.
And like I said, it was different. Yeah, dial-up. Yeah, bless their heart, they did do better with that. Because that used to make you a little bit crazy.
I don't know if they should have dial-up or not, because I know the AOL still exists.
I think they still do. Some people in remote areas, I think, still have. But
dial-up?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what Craig Morrison has.
Oh, I don't know. His internet's bad, so
yeah,
I don't know what he has.
I pick on Craig because every time we try to have him on as a guest, man, his Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi gets wonky once in a while here also. For what I pay, it shouldn't, but it does. And Craig's, it's just bad.
Yeah. And yours, a lot of it's, I think, operator error.
No, it's where he's at. Where he's at, the only thing that's available for him is Cox. And everywhere we've ever been where we had to use Cox, it really sucks.
Yes. That was a problem. All up the East Coast, we had a problem with that. And I said, we go in these, not the internet cafes, but the little coffee houses. That had
we went
internet.
to McDonald's one time, remember?
And the people there would tell us, "Oh, it's Cox," Well, otherwise we wouldn't have had any idea what it was. But
nowadays, when you're traveling, if you need to get Wi-Fi real quick to, like we do, put out a video or something like that once in a while, we find that some places like, because we go to Starbucks a lot, so Starbucks is good for us. And then, really, believe it or not, McDonald's generally McDonald's generally doesn't have too bad a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we had really good luck with McDonald's, except in the area where Cox was.
Yeah, wherever Cox was.
And then they were like everybody else. We went to a library once, and it took hours.
Yeah, they downloaded one video. It took something like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Sitting in a library, this guy sitting in a library for 2.5 hours to download a video for. Well, actually, it's for the RV channel.
Yeah.
2.5 hours. What am I going to do in a library?
I was in heaven, but yeah, it made him a little bit crazy.
They didn't have any DVD movies to watch. They didn't have any color books for me to play in. They didn't have anything.
Yeah. Yeah, Family Man says dial-up. Haven't had that in 2 decades. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think I don't know if dial-up's around, but I know AOL is.
Yeah. But had a lot of money in their stock at one time. Grandpa Eric said the computers were too slow processing. I had a 2 gig processor in 1995. It was painful. Oh, I know. It was awful. And I could, in between the time I turned the computer on and the time it hooked up to anything, I could go fix a whole meal practically.
Hey, Fisherman 12, South Carolina. I haven't seen him on here in a while. He's one of them drifters. I call him drifters. He comes in, you won't see him for 2 or 3 months, then he comes in, and he's gone for 2 or 3 months.
Oh, and hi to Susie at Kohl's. I went in there the other day and she recognized me. And she said, I know you. And I kept thinking, do I know this woman? And it wasn't that I didn't know this woman. She'd seen me on YouTube. I forget that sometimes. But she was very sweet.
Happy New Year, Joy. Hi to William McGill, Monica Dabney. But first, I'm not sure what that means. Did I screw up? By the way, that glitch we had today getting this thing going, that wasn't me. That just wasn't me. I set it up. Setting this thing up is easy. It's not technically hard. Are you plugged in? I assume so. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That plug's smaller than my plug. It looked like it was half unplugged. Oh, well. One of these days I'll actually get a professional system out here.
Oh, well. I said, go ahead. Oh, yeah, Rick. I'm a YouTube star.
John says,
I love that.
John says, nice camera setup. Oh, if only you knew, John.
Yeah.
I've had people drop by during Porch Settin, which that's okay. I don't care. That's fine. It actually makes it kind of fun, but they see actually how it's set up, and I watch them. Their eyes just go, well, I don't want to trip over any of these wires.
Yeah. And let's see. I assume he's asking Kelly. The family man says, what's the deal with buying a new home? Do you get to choose the finishes? For example, soft close cabinets, stone countertops,
Nope.
etc.
If you buy a pre-built home, it's the way it is. Take it, leave it. Don't try to Jew down the real estate company that's also owned by the villages to buy a new home. Outside realtors cannot buy a new home or help you buy a new home. You have to go through the village realty. And if it says $259.9, don't offer them $255 because they're going to laugh at you.
Well, and they were on a lottery system. They were going so fast. If you wanted something, you had to put your name in.
Matter of fact, somebody stopped by here and told us that they feel so blessed, so that we get to buy a house. I said, what do you mean? She said, yeah, well, they in that area they were in DeLuna or Richmond or someplace.
Yeah, there was
Vic.
Uh-huh.
And they found out they was in a lottery system. Don't ask me. I don't know how it works. Some lottery system to be able to buy a house. So that's how high demand these new houses are here.
Yeah. And yes, Kevin, it is sunny, but it's starting to cloud up because I think we're going to get some rain in the next couple of days. I know the temperature's going down, but it's starting to. What are you going to do? A dance?
I'm in my shorts.
Oh well, yeah, we're back in the shorts, yeah. But because I think it's supposed to be 82 today. I think that's what the high supposed to be.
It feels pretty warm now.
Yeah. I come out yesterday to watch. They had another launch yesterday, and then I don't get to see too many daytime launches. I said when I do remember them, sometimes it's too cloudy and you can't, because daytime launches aren't real brilliant. The nighttime launches you can see the fire and everything, but the daytime launches you just see the white puff of smoke. It's just like any other jet intro, but it's just going straight up. And I caught that one yesterday, and it was. It looked like it was a pretty good launch. I don't think they had any problems or anything. It went right on time. And that's a problem I've had, is getting I try to look on my phone and get the countdown, but they've got so many YouTube shows on about the launch that you don't know if you're watching in real time or not. And I said, I was watching one channel and guys were talking about, it was getting ready to launch, and they said we got 7 minutes left, and I'm looking at my phone and it was right on the money, and so I turned it off and just watched, and I could see it. So I wasn't on the right channel. I'd usually go to live launch. But like I said, sometimes you don't get the live shows.
And family man, when it comes to picking out your own stuff, I think you can do that. But the way you do it, I believe, is one, you have to buy the lot first.
And didn't they say they weren't doing that no more?
No, he said that they weren't allowing to. Well, I don't know because they changed things.
Yeah.
But I think the way it used to be, anyway, you bought the lot first. You have with I think it used to be, or again, this could be changed too. It used to be you had to start building on that lot within 1 year of buying the lot, and during that year, I think that's when you can go into the design center down here in the Villages, also owned by the developer, and you pick out your stuff: countertops, soft closes, the cabinetry, all that kind of stuff. Do they still do it that way? I don't know, because I'm telling you, they change things all the time.
Yeah.
One of our subscribers, Vic, he may be on here. We went and seen his home, brand new, and I noticed the little hallway between, say, the guest rooms and the rest of the house was 3 or 4 times bigger than most hallways that I've ever seen. It was really big. And then he was telling us what they done. They moved a wall during the building stage, and they did away with the bedroom to make a bathroom bigger or something. I don't know what they done. They done some things where they moved and done away with some walls.
Yeah.
He
It
said
was 4-bedroom, and they made it 3.
he said that they told him then that he was the last person that was allowed to do that. Now, does that affect buying the lot and custom building a home there? I don't know. So you need to go down and check with them or email the Villages. That's what they're there for.
They do that every once in a while. When we bought here, these were all spec homes. They were already built, and you took what you got.
And
then the next one down,
here you can only get 3 released.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood's here, 660 homes. And I couldn't buy any of the other homes. Now down there, I know they open up like a block of homes and just say, go pick one out.
Yeah, and I said the next neighborhood down, then they let them go back to picking their lot and building. But they do that every once in a while. I don't know why, but they do that every once in a while. They change back and forth, and I think they quit with the Premier Homes, but they got a different. They do that, but they just got a different name. Like I said, they do their own thing.
Do you answer these questions? It says, how's the weather in the Villages? That's what you was talking about. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not sunny.
It's
but
not.
It's warm.
It's clouding up pretty good. It was sunny for a little bit.
Mine clouded up pretty good. I can't see the sun. It's just one big, huge cloud, and there's a little bit of blue that peeks through.
Well, yeah. And Wayne's from Maine. I bet it's kind of chilly up there. I bet they're getting some good weather. I know the kids in Indiana, they were getting some good weather for a while, but I think there's another storm coming through soon. That might be what's going to affect our weather. I'm not sure.
Hey, Shotzi. For American Living in West, we're going to screw this up. Wiesbaden, Wiesbaden, Germany.
Wiesbaden?
Yeah, I got a friend that is in Germany. I emailed him last night. I haven't checked my emails this morning because I got up late. But I've been approached, let's put it that way, by a German TV station. It looks really legit. They sent links to their channel. I don't know if that means anything because I can send you a link to CBS News and that don't make me part of CBS News. But it had a long description of who they was and what they want to do and all this kind of stuff. And so I don't really have no way of really verifying if that email is legit. I asked some people here. Some of my military friends here have been to Germany. One of them told me, just delete that email. Well, I kind of forgot about it, but then I got another one last night answering the email I sent them like 2 weeks ago, saying that they're going to do this program about the Villages in February or March. Well, I'm not going to be here in March. And this happened during, remember the movie producer that came here? And he called me, and he wanted me to be part of this movie thing. I said, well, I can't do it. I'm in my motorhome and I'm in Georgia heading.
Yeah.
I was running around somewhere. I couldn't do it. Well,
Yeah.
the movie producer, though, on the W&L show, if you watch it, we had him on as a guest. I kind of harassed him a little bit about, about not being in the movie, but that's okay. I just wasn't even here. And the same thing about this TV show. So I've done an interview with Newsy News TV. The people that came here was nice. I took them around and showed them everything they wanted to know and answered questions. But I learned a lot by doing that. And so on this one, I just pretty much told them I'm not going to do it if, and I had a list of ifs there. And I'm not. I want to know exactly what the interview is going to be about, and how you're going to produce it, and how it's going to be shown to the public. Because Newsy took everything that I said. Not that they made me look bad; they didn't. But they turned the interview around about how the villages was affecting the
Environment.
the environment and the global weather change.
Yeah.
And that just threw me for a loop because
that's not what we're about,
no.
I mean, a lot of people on the outside are concerned about how big they're getting here. Yeah.
And so I wonder sometimes is how many subscribers did I lose when if they watched Newsy,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me look like I'm one of them tree hugger, and I'm not. Now, you know me, I'm not a tree. I'm not about just doing things willy nilly, being stupid. I'm actually for protection of wildlife and nature and the animals and all that because they don't have a choice. But I do not believe in any way that the villages is causing global climate change. But it made it almost sound like I was.
Yeah.
So anyway, I asked a bunch of questions. I never heard from them, so I thought, see, they're up to something no good, so I'm not going to do it. And then last night I get this email. So I put it out there to one of my American friends that's in Germany somewhere about that. The name of the TV show, you're on here now. I can't go to my email. I'm sorry, because I'll end up hanging up on you. Ask my viewers, they'll tell you. If I hit a button, something will go wrong. It's called, I want to say Galileo, something like that, TV network. They say that they rank up there to the American 60 Minutes. Could be or not, I don't know. So you tell me on here if you know what that show is, Galileo or whatever, or if you don't watch TV at all, that's fine. But I'm just curious, because I don't mind doing a TV thing because it may help my channel grow. And that's really what it's all about to me, is get this channel to grow. That's it. I don't need it, though. I'm fine. I've got a lot of friends on here. We see a lot of people that we don't know that we meet all the time, and that's all well and good. But I do want it to grow. I'd like to get to 100,000 subscribers before I die. I sometimes wonder if I'm ever going to get there. I've been doing this now since 2014, and I'm only at 12,000. So that tells me that when I'm 113, I might get there. Might.
Slow but sure. But yeah, I am just so thrilled because we have the same people here for just about everything. I mean, these guys are here in Porch Settin. They watch the news. They've stuck with us.
Yeah, you always have your loyal people.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people. I talked to Nomadic Fanatic. He's an RV. He's one of the big RV channels. He's controversial in some ways, I guess. But I like when I see his channel, what I'm looking at is I'm looking about his editing skills and what he's doing to do. I know what's going on there. And I'm looking at different ways I might be able to do something to make things a little bit nicer. And anyway, he goes live once in a while. And so finally what he did, and it's something that I may do. I'm not saying I am. But he finally got so tired of going live on YouTube because of, he's got like, I don't even know now, 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers. And he says he goes live. He's lucky to get 2,000 people to come to his live shows. He says just a lot of wasted effort. And whenever you go live on YouTube, it's free. In other words, I can't monetize anything. There's no commercials on this. You'll never see a commercial cut in here and interrupt us. That means everything I'm doing right now is absolutely free until I go in after the show and then hit the replay thing, and then I can monetize it with a couple of commercials if I want to. So he just don't do it. So now what he does is he started a Patreon account, and he's got like, I don't even know, 5 or 10,000 people on his Patreon page. Hell, a lot more than I got.
You don't allow anymore. What you got?
But he go, I got mine limited, right?
Yeah.
My Patreon, I don't really want a ton. Even people say it's all about money. It's really not. It is and it ain't. But he goes to Patreon live only. He doesn't do live on YouTube. He doesn't do live on YouTube memberships. I don't even know if he does YouTube memberships. But anyway, he goes live, I think, once a week or once a month on Patreon only. He said, and that's the way he stopped a lot of that problem, because Patreon members pay a monthly fee no matter what. And so it's a thought, it's a thought, because a lot of work goes into some of this stuff. And, I'm still recovering from that tap dance video. I am so messed up about that I just don't even want to do videos anymore because of that. And so things are going to change. This is January, and I said 2 or 3 times last year that this coming year, there's going to be some changes. And you might see some changes this Friday on YouTube anyway. We're going to do the after the news thing. I still haven't got a great name for it, and I'm going to try it.
The news I thought was good. Skip the news I thought was good.
I want to get a title that somebody new floating through sees a title of something and they'll go, I wonder what that is, and click on it.
Yeah.
Skip the news. I don't know if that does it. And it can't be a long name either, because I got to type this stuff in there, and there's only so much room, and I can't just type a huge long name in there. It's got to be something easy that people remember, because my average audience here is 55, 60 years old and older. Like mine, their memory fades. And then they'll be going, what was the name of that thing he did again? I mean, that's what you're going to get. And that's what I want to try to stay away from.
Okay, enough about the channel. Grandpa Eric says, how does the new Street of Dreams Design Center in Brownwood help in selecting building options?
I don't know if they help with building options. They help with the stuff that goes in there.
Yeah.
Your toilets, your sinks, your cabinetry,
your spigots, your lights, all your lighting and stuff like that. And it's kind of a showroom that has all that stuff in it. So you get to, when you're allowed to build your own, you're allowed to pick that stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got people that help you that they're pretty good about designing. They know what works and what don't, like wall collars. I'm not big on wall collars at all, but there's some people here. The brighter the color, the better.
That's not true.
It is true. You should have seen our bedroom in our last house.
That was one room.
It'd be all of them. It'd be all of them if I didn't step in. I swear it would be. We'd have a purple kitchen. We'd have a red living room.
No, I do things tasteful, but I do like color.
First thing these people did when they bought that house over there, what was the first thing she done?
She painted that room.
She painted that room.
Yeah. Well, some people have no taste.
I didn't like it either, but I didn't come down here very much, 2 to 3 weeks out of the year at the most. She's the one that came down all the time. Yeah. So, I told her, does this glow at night? I mean, I didn't care for it, but hey, I wasn't here that much, so I didn't really care.
It was parrot green, but the whole idea was supposed to look like, it was decorated like the islands, with the fishnet and all the fish stuff and all that. And I thought it was very cute. It was kind of kitschy, but, but like just one room. And you guys have seen my house, the rest of my house isn't like that. It's just that one room I decided to do that, so.
Our room right now is robin egg blue.
It's called sea glass.
Call it what you want.
And I like it. Wait till I get to the living room.
Well, we're going to have to get a can of touch-up paint or something, because I can't find any blue paint either.
You didn't put it up in the attic?
I went up there and looked. I didn't find any. We must have used it or threw it out. I don't know. I found some, looks like brown.
Yeah. I will see if I can, I'm not sure I can match it, truthfully.
Somehow you got to take a little piece to Lowe's or something, have them make a little thing.
Well, I'll try. And
yeah, we're going to get the closet organizer, and to help Jeremy out, I told him, ask him if he'd bring us over a couple, 3 of those. I don't even know what you call them, temporary things that you can hang your clothes on. I said that way we can kind of roll them to the other room. It'd be a little easier for us. And he said, sure. He said, no problem. And I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the shelves off the wall for you, and I'll put them out in the garage. See, more crap. I got to find someplace to store now. More garage shelving. I got to find someplace to put it. It's
Put it
all
in the trash.
you can't put a 14-foot shelf. I'm not doing that. I'd soon give it away to somebody that needs it before I throw it in the trash.
Well,
I don't like throwing stuff away I know is good. I like to, if I'm going to throw it away, in my mind, if I'm going to throw it away, I'm going to find somebody to give it to. And I think shelving is something I should be able to give away pretty easy. Somebody around here needs shelving for their garage. Kelly B may need shelving for her garage.
that's true. That's true. But, you may need shelving for your garage.
I think I got enough shelving. My garage shelving, matter of fact, where I put the refrigerator, it's done. That shelf up there I said I was going to have to take off up there, just right there above or whatever, believe it or not, I didn't have to. I measured everything. I squeezed it in there. It doesn't get in the way of my head or anything. We can open and shut the doors. It's all plugged in. We're good to go.
I would have taken the shelf down would have been easier than moving that workbench and cabinets.
I had to move the workbench to get the refrigerator in there.
That's what I said. I would have taken the shelf down would have been easier.
No, it's just one of them extra things you got to do with taking. I have to look. I got to climb up the ladder, get the box, come down, set it down, climb up the ladder, get another box, come down, set it down, and by the end of emptying that shelf, I guarantee you, my back would be so sore I'd have to go sit down and I'd be done for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Her car would be sitting outside for 2 or 3 days. And now that we're down here, that's one thing that I really don't like doing. I do not like leaving my car sitting outside overnight.
Thank you, Warren. You just subscribed.
Whoever subscribed, thank you.
Warren Wimmer, so it says.
Okay, cool. Cool beans.
It's Cindy G.
Cindy G.
Cracked me up.
What'd she say?
So I try to show up for all your shows, even play the TikTok videos of Skip. Hey, Skip, Confucius say 3 spots on the wall by Who Flung Poo.
Say it again. 3 spots on the wall, what?
By Who Flung Poo.
Oh, I think the one of them I did is about Confucius says, women who fly upside down have crack up.
A smaller but loyal community of subscribers is nicer. That's what John Hogan says. And we love them all. We wouldn't care if we had 100,000. We'd love you all. We can't always remember your names.
Oh, I can't remember. You kidding me?
We've met so many people on these meet and greets and all, and I said, we look at their names online, and we're thinking, was that them? Because we just see so many people.
Yeah, but we've met a lot of people, and now, here's what seems to be the systematic thing on YouTube about the Villages, Florida. And I'm sure it ain't just me. It's probably a lot of other people here that's got their YouTube channels too. That is a personality thing. That I like his personality, or I like her personality, whatever the case may be. So you start watching. You might watch 2 or 3 or 4 of them. And then the day comes, you buy a home. You decide, I've heard so much about this place. I'm going to go down and check it out. Oh man, this I'm going like Kelly B. I'm buying a house. Now you buy a house. Now you move in here. Now you buy here. Now you quit watching the YouTube videos about the Villages because you're here. You don't need to watch them anymore. And then the only people that contact me after they do that are the ones that says, hey, here a while back you did a video about somebody that landscaped your property. Can you give me the name of that again? And, I got one last night, and it was really weird. I got an email from Ira Miller's assistant saying, hey, one of your subscribers got a hold of us and wants me to ask you. Now, listen, that's not fair. Ira has his own YouTube channel. He's got his own real estate company. What are you doing asking Ira to ask me about somebody that mows my grass? I mean, come on. So anyway, I just sent him one back. I said, look, I know this is a real pain in the ass for you. Just tell him to email me, and I'll work it out. So last night they sent me an email that did not answer the questions that I asked. When you say landscaper, that's a tricky word here. What landscaper are we talking about? So the guy that mows the grass? The guy that plants all the bushes and trees? The guy that fertilizes the yard and everything? Or the guy that does a stackable block and stuff, landscaper? They're all landscapers. Mm-hmm. So I tried the same question. Which landscaper are you talking about? And he never answered, so I just sent him one back. I figured he was one. He said he did say in the email. He said, "I think his name's Gonzalez, and I do know he was Mexican." So I'm thinking he's talking about the guy that mows the grass. I don't know though.
No, because that's not his name.
I know it's not his name, but I call him Jose, and you say it's not his name either.
No, that is his.
Or that is his name.
But that's not his last.
I get him confused with Jose Guzman.
Yes. Yes. Oh my
But
goodness.
anyway, I sent that phone number to him about the guy that mows the grass,
Yeah.
and there's another guy. He watches the videos. He don't even have my email, which tells me he's not even subscribed. I don't know. He just gets frustrating.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Hey, Kyle. Loved your cheesecake, kiddo. Very, very good. I'm never fond of the New York style because it is so thick, but it has such a great flavor. It really
Needs
does.
something poured on top of it, like cherries or something.
Well, that's what you're used to. That's
Yeah.
what I think it's not supposed to be, but that's what you're used to. And I did give out the recipe for the cherry delight. There were several people wanting it.
Let me explain that to you. Apparently, this has been my fault. I did forward whoever that was that said they wanted Sue's recipe for the cherries jubilee. That's what I call it. I know it's not, but anyway. So I forwarded it to her. It's no big deal. And then 2 days later, I said, "Hey, did you get that email that I forwarded about the cherries jubilee?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "What'd you do with it?" She said, "I sent it back. I forwarded it, sent it back." I said, "Okay." Well, then, like 2 weeks later, I get another email from the same person saying, "Hey, just as a reminder, I really would like to have that recipe for the cherries jubilee." So I forwarded it to Sue. And a week or so later, the guy sent me an email saying, "Hey, did you ever get my email about that cherries jubilee?" So I asked Sue again, "Hey, did you send that to the guy?" "Yeah, I sent it to the guy." I said, "How are you sending it?" She said, "I just forwarded it back." Or no, I just replied back. Well, not thinking, because I forwarded it to Sue. When she hits the reply button, it's sending
back to you.
It's sending it back to me. And then I'm supposed to forward it to him. So here's what I did. I said, "Here, you guys communicate with Sue directly. I got too much going on here without forwarding mail back and forth to everybody."
Yeah.
So I sent him Sue's email address, which I don't hand it out to everybody unless it's something simple like that. You email her.
But yeah, that answers quite a few questions because you've done that before, and I
guess I have.
back,
Yeah.
and evidently you're not forwarding them.
Yeah. So anybody wants to email Sue when it comes to recipes and stuff, it's alomasue1 at yahoo.com. Write it down and don't send me an email saying, "Hey, what was Sue's email address?" I'm not doing it. alomasue1.com. No. Yahoo.com.
Yeah. And I'll give him your email too.
I have my email on here. It's in the description box below.
Yeah.
My email is in every video. Every video. It's in the description box below, along with a lot of other stuff. To my PayPal account, to my how to become a Patreon members down there. My YouTube membership is down below this video. There's a join button. You hit that. There's all kinds of stuff down there. By the way, we are in the middle right now. You ain't gonna believe this, but even like yesterday, I received another PayPal donation to the kids. I mean, it's got to stop sooner or later because I can't sit here all day waiting for this. So I'm just going to say right now, stop. It was the month of December only, but we always get a few days late, and that's fine. But we're done. Stop. No more donations to the kids. I got to get this thing tallied up so we can go down there and present this check. So just quit. Any more PayPal donations, I don't care what kind of note you put in there. If you put a PayPal donation in there, I'm keeping it. I'm just going to keep it. I can't make 15 trips down there.
Yeah, we've got to have a final total. So
yeah, I got to have a final total. But I'll tell you, you guys are going to be shocked. I think when we know about what it is, but I don't want to say right now. It'll run the video when I do the video with the big check. But it's But
we're so pleased. I mean, we can't thank y'all enough. It just no words. It was that kind of a thing. Just no words. And
has Shotzi said anything about that TV station yet? Like, is it real?
I don't know.
I ain't got down there at all. We'll get down there.
Yeah, we haven't got down there.
By the way, Shotzi, If you want to email me about that TV station, it's G number one RUMP number two Y Grumpy G1 RUMP 2Y at gmail.com. Let me know if that TV station is legit.
Dave Dempsey said they repurposed their closet shelves in the garage. We've already got them in the garage.
Yeah, I've already got them in the garage. I don't need any more.
Yeah, we just need to start pitching stuff, I think. So.
I don't know if I can use them in the attic. No.
No. You could put some in the closet in your studio. Give you some shelves.
There's a shelf in there.
But you could put more shelves in there.
I could. But
and they can be taken out if you happen to repurpose the room, but that would give you more shelving.
I could.
Kelly B says she has the custom closets, a Murphy bed, and a built-in desk. Well, I said, that sounds really great.
Got what now?
She's got the custom closet, the Murphy bed.
Right there, custom closet. What's that?
That's what we're doing to the closet. That's custom closets.
Those are called organizers.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And the Murphy
whatever.
Bed. And
speak to the hand, Papa, because the face ain't listening.
Yeah. The granddaughters got tired of you sometimes.
Yeah, our granddaughters, when they were 2 and 3 years old, I used to irritate the hell out of them. And then one of them, she got with that face. Whatever. That's all she, every time I say something, whatever, Papa. And then I'd irritate her some more, and then she would put her hand in like that in front of my face, go, speak to the hand, Papa, because the face ain't listening.
Someone wants to know if we think Deb will move out of Waterman after the latest incident. No, honey, I really don't. When I talked to her, she says she feels very secure, and because of this, their security has been upped quite a bit. So
as it should be.
Well, so she's fine, but the problem is they've got extra land because they're still building.
And I think that's where she came in, back there with her building.
Well, there was a fence. If you remember my video of her house in the back, there was a fence back there between her and the new property that they had gotten, that they're doing more building on. And so that is a problem, but that's something that they were working on securing. And she feels fine where she's at. This is not an everyday occurrence. I mean, that is a gated community. So we're always complaining about this.
It should never happen.
Yeah, but like
I get so tired of these statistics. Well, that happens everywhere. It should never happen in a gated retirement community. That's what you're paying for security.
And I said, and they did catch her coming through the fence the first time, and they escorted her out. But evidently, she come back. But since then, I said they have,
protocol is if she's trespassing right away and she came in, who knows how she come in there, they should have held her and called the police at that point.
I don't know all that went on, but no, she feels very secure there. So,
well,
and I don't see him moving anywhere.
It was puts a lot of questions in my mind. What's the point of being in a gated community? Why are we paying these extra fees for a gated community when these people got killed?
Yeah.
There's no sense in that.
Yeah. Hey, wrestler.
Kyle Rizzo. Welcome to Appreciation Level. I think Rizzo's are down in Key West right now.
They did make it to Key West, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets too cold up here for him.
Oh, and family
this is his northern home.
Family Man said they are still selling lots and allowing buyers to design the insides.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's fine. I just never know what they're doing from one year to the next because they change so much.
Right.
I just don't know.
Wrestler high and by. He has to go to a meeting. He just got here, but he has to go to a meeting. I
think he's only going to work. I think he told me about one more year and he's done.
Really?
I think so.
Well,
his wife will decide that, whether he can retire or not.
yeah.
Women are always deciding what's best for us.
Oh my gosh. And Kyle made it to Appreciation Level. Kyle Rizzo.
I just said that. I said, Kyle Rizzo, thank you for joining the YouTube memberships.
I did not hear you say that.
You're sitting right there.
I know. You think you said it and you didn't say it?
I did say it.
Okay.
You can watch the video.
I'll watch the video. And Kyle says, thanks.
over the years, I've seen so many changes here in just the designing and the building of homes and what you can and can't do. That's why we always say, before you buy a home, no matter what district you're in, check the district rules for that area, because that'll tell you a lot. I
Yeah.
can remember up north, it was all manufactured housing. That's what it was. It was basically all manufactured housing. And then they made some changes. And if you go to the village of Del Mar, that's the first one I think of. You go in there and you'll see a mixture of homes side by side. You'll see a manufactured home, but there, instead of having the manufactured homes up on blocks like they do in most places and put like a skirting kind of like around it, they they fastened the manufactured homes down on a cement slab, just like this home here is. Um, and most of them that are done there in Del Mar, really, unless you look for certain things, you can't really tell that it's a manufactured house. I mean, it looks good, and they've been there for years. Right next door, though, could be a designer home. Straight across the street from that designer home could be a premier home. I mean, 3 different designs in one neighborhood, and I think they did that there kind of like an experiment to see which ones sell, because there's different price points. 150,000, designer home say 200, premier home starts at 300 back then. And that told them a lot of where the market was going. And then as they went further south, they made more changes and so on and so forth. So now you get down here in my neighborhood, and I don't know if this is the first one. I don't know that. I'm just telling you. My whole neighborhood is designer homes, right? There's no premier homes in here.
Yeah, the ones on the water.
I thought those were all designer homes, just different designs.
No, there's some premiers on the water.
Iris and all of them are designer homes. Those are not premier homes.
The ones on the water.
What's the name of them?
I don't remember.
So you don't know if they're really designer or not, because you don't know the name of them.
I've been in them.
But what's the name of them?
I don't know.
Well, how do you know it's a premier home by going in it?
Oh my gosh.
Because it's just false information. This is a designer home neighborhood.
Well, don't say they're all designers because you don't know that.
I do. When we came in here, the realtor told us this is a designer home neighborhood. Okay. I said, well, how many homes are here? She said 660. The lady across the street over here has got that big house. That's a designer home. But I don't know the name of it. I don't know if it's an Iris. I don't know if it's I don't even know the names. All them homes over there, those are all designer homes.
Okay.
I don't really know what makes a premier home compared to a designer home, because to me they all look a lot alike, other than, and it's possible the back here in the back, and I don't know this for, those might be a couple of premier homes back there, because a couple of them that I've been in has outdoor kitchens.
Yeah,
and they're huge.
The $1 million homes are not.
They're million today, but they wasn't a million when they sold them.
Well, no.
Well, you can't change a designer to a premier because time passes.
Okay. Shotzi got back to you. Says, I researched, and Galileo is a series TV show. Where'd it go? A TV show on a channel called ProSieben. Galileo also has a YouTube channel. And Rick Escobar says, love the show. Where did you get your shutters?
What shutters?
That's what I'm wondering.
Are you talking about these right here that are shut behind us in there?
Well, they're on the front.
We're not on the front.
Well, I know.
He's looking at this, what you see right there.
I know.
So he's got to be talking about these right here. Those are inside the house, and those are called plantation shutters. We got them off of the #1 plantation shutter maker factory. Mm-hmm. It's called 48 Hour Blinds. I think they got a website. They were here before anybody was here. Grandpa was making these shutters, and I'm a big believer on sticking with the original. He's not the cheapest, I'll tell you that right now. But I can tell you he makes these things out of quality, or at least mine was. I assume that his son or his grandson took over the business, and they moved the pink building to where, do you know where it is now?
No, I think they went to Leesburg.
Leesburg?
Yeah. Because it was in Wildwood. There on
he was in Wildwood.
466A,
but I know when the son or grandson took over, they moved it. So it might be in Leesburg. You'll find a website, 48 Hour Blinds, and they always talk about the pink building. His website used to be pink, just so you would know you was on the right page. But he makes everything here that these things don't warp in the hot sun, and that's a major problem here is the hot sun. So whatever you buy, you always have to double check to make sure it don't fade in the hot sun, that it don't dry out and crack in the hot sun, whatever. And these here get a lot of sun on all the windows. They've never warped. They've never yellow. There's all the problems you can imagine with the sun. Some of these other companies that put in these plantation shutters, I'm not going to say they're bad. I'm not saying that at all, but you get what you pay for. 5 years from now, you might have to replace them. 10 years from now, they may not even operate correctly because the inside of the shutter is wood, and wood dries out, warps, and the plastic or whatever they mold around that wood, it fades yellow. I've seen them where this whole side here was all faded from the UV rays, yellow, but the inside of the house, they looked kind of okay. So I didn't want any of that kind of problem. So we ended up getting these. It took us a while to get him because he's so far behind. It took us, I want to say, it took us, and this is back way before COVID, and it was like a 6-month wait, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And everybody was that way. Everybody was backed up because, they couldn't get the materials and they couldn't find help. And they're still having that problem in a lot of places. But
Well,
a lot
now
of it's
it's
straightened
worse
out.
because of COVID, but we bought these way before COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And it was normal back then for everybody to be a month behind. This guy was, I'm going to say, 6 months behind. He's a good communicator. He kept letting us know about things, but we knew then. When we talked to him, he'd come to the house. I said, man, it sounds like you need to hire some help. He said, I'd love to hire help. He said, but nobody wants to work. And that's just came right out of his mouth. And so I don't know if he got that rectified or not, but
Yeah.
I can guarantee you whatever these cost, you'll never have a problem with them for as long as you're alive.
And we've, had them for 8 years, and so far, no problem. So Kelly B said she was told the property taxes are 3% higher and bonds are 10 to 15,000 more in Lake County. One of the reasons why I jumped on the house in Citrus Grove and gave up on a new build down south.
Well,
I know it's higher.
I don't know that Lake County's $10,000 or $15,000 more.
It says 10 or 15,000, but I don't know how much.
More.
I know it's more. I just don't know how much.
Well, if the average bond's 40, they're saying it's going to be 55,000. I don't know if I believe that or not. Nah. I think somebody's feeding you a lot of crock there, Kelly. 3% higher don't add up to 15,000. 3% of a $40,000 bond's only $1,200.
Property taxes are 3% higher, is what she said.
Oh, property taxes.
Yeah, and they are.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 3% higher. It goes up every year. Ours, did ours go up? I don't know.
Ours actually went down for some reason.
Well, that's right. Sumter County, because of that 25% increase they did a few years ago, they've been bitching, whining, complaining. Then it goes down, but then they do some other kind of meeting, and then it goes back up 5%, and then they do some other kind of meeting, and then it goes down 3%.
Yeah.
It is so weird to me.
Oh, and the LVC guy said, question, Skip and Sue, my wife and I will be visiting the area next year or the year after. I know it is a ways away, but do you still meet with people and share beer? We do.
I don't drive 35 miles to do it.
Well, no, and yeah, we still meet with people. Like I said, every week we usually have somebody.
Yeah, we usually meet with people almost every week.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Have a beer. They want to ask some questions. They don't feel comfortable doing it here.
Yeah.
Some people just want to sit and shoot the bull for a while. That's all.
And now a year or two from now, who knows if we're still going to be here?
Yeah, I could be
At
dead.
our age,
I could be dead.
But yeah, we just give us a holler when you get here. We'd be glad to see you.
Yeah, we don't mind that at all. Matter of fact, I kind of enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
I do. I kind of enjoy going out and having lunch with somebody and just kind of, especially, it's just people in this country are so different from one part of this country to another. Unless you travel, you don't see that difference. But the northwestern people are totally different than the people that's in the southwest of this country. And when you get used to those people, then go to the northeastern part of our country, and that should be divided into different segments, because you have a certain area up there that are just easy blue collar kind of worker kind of thing,
Yeah.
And then you get to certain areas of this country where everything's a battle. Everything. I mean, it's and they're used to it. And I don't know. I just don't understand any of that. But that's what they are. And sometimes them same people come down here and buy a home, and that battle continues on.
Well, and Rick Anderson says an extra 200,000 makes it a premier.
200,000 on what?
An extra 200,000
On top of what?
Well, that I don't know.
300 to 500. It was
Uh-huh.
premier because I know where a 500,000 and 600,000 designer homes are at. They're not premiers.
Well, the LVC guy says wife and him have lots of questions.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. I got lots of stupidness up there, and if I don't know the real answer, I can bullshit you.
You got to keep him on point, guys.
There's a thing in truckers. I used to have a little license plate on the back of my truck that says, "Baffle them with bullshit." You know.
Yeah.
That's kind of when I watch a cop show. I like to watch them cop shows once in a while. They'll pull a guy over, and I'll say, "Hey, you know why I pulled you over?" And the guy's drunk as heck, right? He goes, "No, I don't know why. You don't have your headlights on." "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, yeah. And Kelly B says, yes, if that's what her sales agent told her, to confirm that with family already here, I'm happy to be buying in Sumter County. So, yeah, Lake County is higher. I don't know how much.
Yeah,
and hi, Virginia Beach.
I don't know much about the different counties and what your tax rates are and all this and that, but I know it's easily found. You can find the tax rate on the internet.
Yeah.
Just type in, I don't know, lakecounty.org or something, and you'll find it.
Yeah.
Ira Miller, call him. He'll tell you exactly what taxes will be over there. He knows all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because but if you call it, if you call the villages, they'll tell you that stuff.
I don't know if I trust them or not. Villages have been known to they leave information out.
Well, yeah, but if you're asking them a direct question about property taxes, stuff like that, you can't.
You'll get one of them. I'm not really sure about the new tax law. Give me your phone number, and then I'll get back with you. That's what you're going to get. I don't know that. But there is difference in tax rates, and you don't need to call the villages to find that out. You can just, I'm telling you, there's a website for Sumter County. I wanted to know where all the sex offenders lived in the villages. And I don't have a web address for you, but I got on the internet, and I just started typing stuff in. Sex offenders, Sumter County, sex offenders moving into the village. Eventually, I hit this website from Sumter County. I want to say sheriff's office over here, or maybe it's .org, .gov, I don't know. And there was a map. And on this map were all these little dots around the villages. And all you had to do was take your little arrow pointer that you on your mouse, put it on one of those dots, and a picture came up of who it was living there and what they were charged with. And it had everything on there from sex offenders to, I don't even know, robbery, it happened there, whatever. So I know them maps exist because I've seen them. I just can't tell you how to get to it.
Yeah. And Karen Stasik says, I'm back, had to cut the roots on my hydroponic planter. What are you growing? Are you growing maters? I said, they're hard to grow around here in the sand. They're just something about it. So the hydroponic would be cool. I bought some. I'm not, I'm used to the good black dirt up north, and it's really hard to get used to the other kind. But you do what you got to do. If that's all you can get. I've been real lucky. I found some lady down at the farmer's market where I usually get my tomatoes, and they're grown on the bottoms, which is the black muck at the bottom of the swamp, and they usually are pretty good. Yeah. Oh, Travel Dreamer, why, if you come down, give us a holler. We'd be glad to meet you.
Who?
Travel Dreamer 46 said it would be great to have a chance to meet you both in person.
Okay.
You might not like us in person. Yeah. And we met with the Rizzos last week. We had a fun time. Yeah.
Well, the first time I met the Rizzos, I was doing porch setting out front.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he I don't know if he was out in his golf cart and got notified that I was doing porch setting, or I don't know how it worked out, but they came over here. They knew that I lived in the Hillsboro area, And so they came over here and just rode around till they found me,
Mm-hmm.
and they stopped for a while. The only thing is when people stop by, it's hard to get all these chairs set up to where you can see everybody with my wonky setup here. And,
Yeah. And we probably maybe confounded a couple people because we ain't out front today. A lot of people just driving by.
yeah, they will. They'll just drive. They know we're here.
Yeah.
So they'll drive by until they see us sitting out there. And here we're in the backyard because of all the noise next door, them cutting tile and whatever. So if you're out running around and you find my driveway out there, you have to walk around back. Have all you guys seen my backyard? It's nothing to look at, really. Just a lot of bush. I don't even want to do it. Just never mind. I'm not even going to show it to you. I can't hardly see that screen anyway because it's so bright back here.
Well, it's small.
Yeah, but I can see it out front because the sun's over there behind this.
Yeah.
Now the sun's over there pointing at this, and it makes the screen automatically get dark, and I can't hardly see the buttons on it.
Oh, and Karen says that she's Sumter in DeLuna. So Ira Miller did a YouTube on it. He said that they don't give you all the information at the villages.
They don't. I'm telling you, I've heard too many people talking, and when I've watched other YouTube channels, and they answer these questions, and I'm listening to it, and I'm listening to some of the answers, and I'm going, but what about? And they never cover that subject when I know certain things.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know everything at all, but I've been here long enough that I know certain things. We've been coming here, in case you guys don't know, the new people, we've been coming to the villages off and on now for 25 plus years. I mean, we've been coming here a long time. We were coming here when Spanish Springs was the only square.
We started taking our vacations here.
Well, not a whole vacation. We stopped here for a day or two.
But like so, after a while, we thought, we might as well be here. If we're going to be here all the time for vacation, we might as well be here. Oh, and she's growing lettuce and herbs. Well, I bet they're terrific. The hydroponic kind of. I've never had any, I don't think. Well, I did too. The village is grown as hydroponic, and I've had their greens. Pretty good.
Wayne Carr says 39 degrees here. I don't know where here is. Says it's warmer than normal. So he must be like way up north there somewhere. I just still think about those Buffalo, New York people. My Lord.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen any updates either. Like, in Buffalo, I saw this once in my semi-truck. I assume they still do it today. They have a snow removal system there that's probably different than anywhere else in this country that you'll ever see. They actually have these blowers and things. A dump truck, it's almost like seeing a farmer harvest corn. And they'll go down the street. The snow plows pushes the snow in a big windrow in the middle of a road, and then they go down the street with a blower. And the blower takes this, and there's a dump truck that runs next to the blower, and it blows the snow into that dump truck. When it's full, there'll be like several dump trucks lined up, and he'll take off. And I asked the driver, I said, so where do you take this? Down to the river and dump it? That's what they do. They actually haul the snow to the river or wherever and dump it.
Dave, I go to the Brownwood Farmers Market, and when I can't find them, then I go out to the Markets of Marion, the big flea market out on 441, and they have a lot of produce out there, and most of it's pretty good. Can't tell you what country they come from, but like I said, most of it's pretty good.
You see what Dave Dempsey said? See, people think that I make this stuff up until they move here, and then they realize, you know what? He said something once. Dave Dempsey says, one thing that you're right about. So he does admit that I'm right about one thing.
Yeah, at least one.
It says a new home here is the most expensive fixer-upper you'll ever buy.
That's true.
And that's a fact.
Yeah. And
listen, let me just throw two things out there. The bond is a big issue in a new home. Okay, let's say right now the average home is $350,000. It's got a $40,000 bond. Add that to the price of the house, $390,000. I almost can guarantee you're within the first 2 or 3 years of you owning that house, you're going to put another $20,000 to $30,000 in that house. I almost guarantee that. Now you're up to $420,000. See where I'm getting at? Now look at it that way, and look at that house and think, is it worth $420,000? Because that's what you're going to pay if you pay everything off in cash.
Yeah.
does it make any difference to you? Because you intend to stay there till you're dead anyway. I mean, I don't know, but yeah. So I look at this house that way. When was starting to fix things up, I was real hesitant about putting a lot of money in it because, like I told Sue, I said we don't have the most expensive house here. And I said, and this house is only going to be worth so much money, no matter what you do to it. It's always going to be worth so much. We flipped a lot of houses, so you always have that maximum figure at the most wherever you're at. This house is only going to be worth so much money.
Well, fooled you.
Huh?
I said, well, fooled you.
Well, we didn't know about COVID. I mean, that's something that you can't. But so I was leery about it. But then COVID came along. The price houses went nuts. They're still going nuts. They're better, I guess, but they're still, in my mind, they're still too high.
And, yeah, I think so too. I look at them, I think, gee, that's the average guy. Now you can find them.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't afford a home here.
Yeah.
You can find them.
Yeah, there's deals here, but
Yeah.
you'll have to compromise on
Do your
these deals. I've seen some deals. I don't look for them anymore. I'm getting too old, but I've seen some deals where if I was looking to buy, I would have considered that a lot. If I'm looking to flip a home here to make a couple of bucks, I would have considered that home a lot. I've seen them, but you can't have it in your mind that if you're looking for a deal, well, I want a deal, but it's got to have this and it's got to have that, or I'm not interested. Well, then forget it, because deals don't work that way. If a house is worth 400 and you know it's worth 400 and they're asking 350, that's the deal. Just take it. And then go in and figure out what it is you want to do to it to make it worth more, or to fix it to suit your own needs. And the odds are, if you buy a pre-owned home, I'm just saying the odds are, first deal, money thing is you're going to have to paint the inside of the house. I almost can guarantee it. Very seldom is a pre-owned home got colors in it you're going to like. Second thing is, if it's got carpet in it, you're going to be replacing all that, because most people here, don't like carpet. Period. Some do.
The sand thing is an issue.
Not in the bedroom.
You never cleaned the house. You don't know. I'm telling you.
Almost everybody, when you go in a house, or at least I do here, I don't anymore because we don't have carpet, but I did. I take my shoes off right there by the front door, right by the counter. Now, it's in the way there. Other people come in and your shoes are in the way, but I always took them off there because I was aware of the fact of sand and stuff getting tracked in the house. So the idea of having it in the bedroom, I still like that idea. And I'm not the only one. I've been into a lot of houses where they've taken all the carpet out of the living room and stuff like that.
For the bedroom.
And they leave carpet in the bedroom. So it ain't just me. It's just, maybe it's because of you get older, you're aware of slipping and falling, and carpet, you don't slip. And when you have tile floor and laminate flooring, you can slip and fall. And here, slipping and falling is the number one injury of anybody over the age of 65. Ask her.
Except for pickleball. Okay, the family man says you find a lot of folks that still work full time when they move to the villages. Oh,
I do. I work full time. This is my job. A lot of people don't know that. I depend on this for extra income to be able to do some of the things that we're doing here, like custom closets.
Yeah.
But I work with companies also, and so they may not sponsor me, so to speak, and that's okay. I'm okay with it, because if they sponsor me, so to speak, with money, that's taxable income. But if they sponsor me in such a way that I advertise for them and then they do favors for me for free, that's not really taxable. It's nothing that I have a receipt for. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Okay. Dave and Tanya said they're coming down in March to house hunt, so they can't wait to get here. Well, come on down. Don't wait till March.
In March? I won't be here, so don't ask me to meet you anywhere.
Yeah, we won't be here in March, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll be gone the whole month of March.
Yeah.
So the odds are, I'm just saying now, there won't be a W&L show in March either. I've done it once before from Texas. I didn't like it. It didn't come out right, and I just said I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah. But we might be able to do porch sitting.
Oh, I might be able to do a porch sitting. Well, there again, because
if their internet's any good.
They bought this new company. Bought this. No, it wasn't the company. Ron said the people in Rockport, the internet people, whoever it was, changed things. And when they changed things, the internet in this RV park went to hell in a handbasket, because the first time we went there, best internet I've ever had at any RV park.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like upload speeds of like 25. It's almost unheard of in an RV park.
Yeah.
And we stream TV shows down there easily, no problem at all.
Yeah. Meadows 37 said, did you mostly choose the villages for the golf or the golf cart community?
Both. I think when we first came here, we were eating lunch at
Augustine's?
Augustine's, the original Augustine's, not the one that's there now. And we were sitting outside. It was, I don't even know, but it was November, whatever it was. We had our granddaughters with us. We're sitting outside, and that's how we kind of learned about this place. Now, keep in mind, Spanish Springs was the only square. There was nothing else.
Yeah.
And so we thought that that whole big area up there, that was the Villages at that time. And the Villages was not a city. It was not on the map. The Villages, it was the Villages retirement community, the Villages active adult community.
And I think the addresses were still Lady Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just started stopping by there a day or so. Whenever we was taking the kids to Disney World or going home, we'd stop here for a day, and just, you know, we went up to the square at night, listened to that. We was just taking a break after driving, you know, and then we just got interested in it. And when we learned more and more about it, we met some people. This is back when they built or was building Lake Sumter. We run into some people. His name was Skip. Her name was Sue, believe it or not. And we were just talking to them, and they were telling us they were from New Jersey. And he was retired, but she wasn't quite retired yet. And she said, we just bought a place in, I think, Penny Camp or someplace over there. And I said, well, that sounds really great. I don't know where Penny Camp is, you know, but that sounds great. She said, would you like to come and see our house? Well, absolutely. Right? I mean, I'm just looking at the place. I don't know what the inside of these houses look like. I never went to an open house. So we went over to her house, and she's showing us things. And it went off from there. We got introduced to some other people. We saw their house, and we got a chance to go to a couple of parties that they were having. They'd invite us, and we got to know other people. And you kind of get a feel of an attitude here when you go to other people's homes and they're having like a, I don't know, a celebration of some kind, a 50th anniversary thing or something. And you talk to people, and you get to noticing what they're talking about. It isn't about work. They're not having a conversation about the union. You know what I'm saying? They're not really arguing about politics. They're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
It's all about, hey, have you guys signed up for the cruise? Oh, yeah, they got a new cruise going. We're all going to go. The bus is going to pick us up over here. That's what you're hearing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And then, of course, golf. I mean, that's unspoken, really. You come here, it's just pretty obvious that golf is the thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get back into golf. And then the other thing here that's really taken off over the years, and now it's like number 2 thing around here, is pickleball. If you like pickleball, this is the place to be.
Yeah. And they got more pickleball courts here than anywhere, I think. And I said, people love it. You know, I wish I wished I could play, because it does look like so much fun. But I kind of passed that bar a long time ago, so I'm not physically able to play.
We tried playing pickleball once with
Mary and
yeah. And it was on a hot day. It's when we had our other house up there, and we were actually within walking distance, really, of the Coconut Cove Rec Center, something like that. It was a nice rec center, and we went there to play. It was a hot day, and I never played it before. And they say doubles is easier. Well, it all depends on how competitive you are. I'm pretty competitive on sports, and so if she don't move quick enough, I cut her off and I hit the ball.
As usual.
Yeah, and after about 20 minutes of that, I told, and I don't smoke, but I remember the old saying. I told the guy we was playing, I said, hey, I got to quit. I'm fagged out. And I was just wore out. And I decided this ain't for me. Golfing is easier. You hit the ball once, get in the cart, and then drive to the ball.
Yeah. Meadow 37 found that the houses had smokers were a no-go. Seemed like it wasn't fixable.
What's that now?
The houses that had smokers was a no-go. It seemed like that wasn't fixable. I know that they do.
It's fixable.
The professionals have something.
Her brother was a big-time smoker. When he passed away, his house, everything in the house, and I'm not putting anybody down. I mean, he lived by himself. His house, everything in the house was yellow. I thought that was the paint color. It wasn't. It was nicotine all over the house, and the ceilings, the lamp fixtures, everything. And so we went and got Kills I remember right, Kills
Yeah.
paint, and we put Kills everywhere, on the ceiling, on the walls, everywhere. And then we painted. And when and it had new carpet put in, had the old carpet, all that ripped out. And I think, didn't you guys mop the floor with like some special ammonia or something?
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we put all new carpet in the house. And I swear to you, when you walked in that house, when the realtor come in to take pictures of it to sell it, it smelled like a brand new house.
Yeah.
There was
But that's the crux. It's a lot of work.
It is work.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to hire this work done, it's going to cost you. How much? I don't know.
Well, and I know some of the professional cleaners, they have some kind of substance that they use on the carpets and whatever to take that smell out. But I'm telling you, it permeates the walls and the ceilings and everything else. So you've got to have a fresh coat of paint on everything. And I said the Kills seem to work really, really well. And then tearing all the carpet out. But yeah, it was doable. But down here, do you want to pay that kind of money and have to do that kind of work?
Kelly says that when you buy a new house online, you're at their mercy when it comes to colors on the wall. I don't think that's correct.
Well, and I said everything's painted brownwood beige to start with.
Down there, I don't think so.
Inside?
I've been in a lot of homes down there where I walk in there and I go, huh, they must have changed their color palette because I thought they were like a kind of a gray looking kind of a color.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is, if you go in and they say you pick out this home, whatever it is, designer home, and it's a price of $350. For $350, this is what you get. If you want to change the colors before the house is built, you can't do it after the house is built.
Yeah.
Then the price goes up. They add on to the price. So I think that's how it goes. But if your house is being built as of right now, if you buy a spec home, we did. This house was here. It was released. It was for sale. Whatever's inside the house, that's what you get.
Right.
And ours was brownwood beige.
Yeah.
Every room is brownwood beige. I mean, truthfully, for me, I'm good with it. I am. I mean, you walk into a house, all the colors are the same. I like things to look the same. I like for the flooring to be the same throughout the house.
Boring. Okay. Rose Escabel said, you two are great. Well, thank you, Rose. Said moving in April.
I'm a lot better without her.
Any tips on moving, U-Haul or movers? Suggestions for buying a golf cart? Thank you.
Well, you can buy golf carts around here just about anywhere anymore. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got a golf cart store, and the factor of it is everybody's trying to outprice the next guy. That's what gets you to come in to buy his golf cart. I don't buy golf carts or cars that way. I don't look for the cheapest dealer to sell me the brand new car at the cheapest price. I don't. I look for service. And just like this car we got here, because of what they were pulling down here during COVID, the guy we got the car from over here, as far as I'm concerned, has one of the best service for his customers, and he's a local guy, than anybody around here. We've taken our car in, or the older car we had, and we had no problem. They took care of it. But I look at service, and when you look at service, no matter what brand of cart you get, that's what you want to look at, service. If you buy something outside the villages, which a lot of people do, the one of the names I hear a lot is Discount Golf Cart.
Villages Discount Golf Cart.
Yeah, and apparently they do a pretty good business there. But you want to know about service. Like ask them, when my golf cart needs the oil changed.
Because they are outside of the villages.
Yeah, they're outside the villages. You can't take your golf cart there. Either you got to hire somebody to take it over there, which is going to cost you, or do they offer the service that if you buy their golf cart there, they will come and pick it up, do whatever work needs to be done, new tires, whatever, and bring it back at no charge to you. And key thing, will they give you a loaner golf cart while they keep yours over there in the garage? Because there's no guarantee that when they start working on it, that it'll be done tomorrow. It may not get done for 3 or 4 weeks because they get behind, especially during snowbird season. Everybody tries to get their stuff serviced when they're here. So that's me. It's just all about service. I bought mine through the Villages golf cart store back when there was no Brownwood. It was just Lake Sumter. We knew a guy that worked there. And we went in and we bought one off that guy so he could get his commission there. And matter of fact, the service there was great. We got our custom seats put in. He delivered the cart to my house in the middle of the night. Yeah, he called me up. He said, hey, I'm on my way home. He said, I'll have my wife follow me in the car. He said, you want me to drop your golf cart off on my way home? I said, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And he brought it to the house. So whenever I need anything, and I do take it in, I just drive down to Brownwood and take it down to the Village's golf cart store. Cheapest, probably not. But for me, it's the easiest.
And they always give us a loaner.
They always give us a loaner. Guaranteed, if you buy a golf cart at the Village's golf cart store, you are guaranteed to never be without a golf cart.
And it's never one of these old ones that choke you with the gas fumes. It's
No.
usually a decent cart.
But what they do is like a car dealership. They always give you a new one, trying to get you to move up. That's what they do. The last one they gave me was the Quiet Tech.
Yes.
I got to tell you, it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
Gas. I'm big on gas. I'm not big on electric, so I won't recommend electric to anybody. That's
But
me.
there's a lot of good used ones out there. And nice if you go to places like Talk of the Villages, they have a site where they have stuff for sale, and they have a lot of carts on there usually.
And in the newspaper, I think there's some items there.
Call them in the newspaper, and
you can always find them.
I think they give them on. I'm not sure, but I think they may. Well, no, they don't give golf carts on the radio. That's just for pets.
Yeah, you can find used golf carts all the time. It's just before I'd buy a used golf cart here in the Villages, depending on what you want, like I said, it's service. If I buy, let's say I buy a neighbor's golf cart over here, it's cheap price, I'm buying it, put it in my garage. And
bye, Kelly, don't work too hard.
Let's say it's a Yamaha, I'm big on Yamaha, and it's a gas, I'm big on gas, so I buy it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call down to the Village's golf cart store and tell them what I'm doing. Say, I'm going to buy this golf cart, I think, next door from a neighbor of mine. If I buy that Yamaha golf cart, can I still bring it down to you and get it serviced? And if I do bring it down to you, because I did not buy it off of you, do I still get a guarantee of never being without a golf cart, and you'll give me a free loaner? Because there could be some rules about that, and I'm not aware that there are, not aware that they're not. I'm just saying these are things you need to double check. But for the easiness of everything, you can buy a good used golf cart through the Village's golf cart store. They have them, they refurbish them, they do all that stuff right there.
Bye, Catherine.
Or you can buy a brand new one. A brand new basic golf cart, Yamaha gas golf cart, will cost you between $12,000 and $13,000.
It's probably up a little bit there.
No. That's what the basic ones are. I checked not too long ago. It goes up from that. And let me tell you, at $12,000 and $13,000, you're getting a basic one. Now, if you want the custom seats, it can go up.
Yeah.
I've seen my custom seats that I've got, because I got buckets that have separate sliders and armrests that fold down and all this other stuff. And I don't regret getting them. I mean, they're great. I love them to this day. But at that time, they were like $1,700 or $1,800 to get those made. Today, I don't know. It might cost you $3,000. I don't even have no idea. But custom seats are going to cost you. Locking glove boxes will cost you, because a custom golf cart or standard golf cart does not have locking glove boxes. They got a panel that goes across there. If you want a wood grain dash, that's extra. If you want a little shelf up here to be able to throw your coat and stuff up there, that's extra.
How about the cooler?
I got a 6-pack cooler. They come standard with a 4-pack cooler cans. They come with a 4-pack cooler. I wanted to go with the 6-pack, so that was like $50 extra then. I don't know what it is today. I can't even think of what else I got. I got the collar match floor mat to match my golf cart. Today, I think you're better off, instead of getting what I got. This is what they offered back then. Now they got like a regular flat, like a leather type floor mat. I like them better. I think I'd consider that. I also got the turn signal horn and all that stuff up here on the column. I got a custom steering wheel. I got USB plugs. Actually, I had a cigarette lighter plug back then. I've recently had it updated to USB plugs. I don't know. I got the tinted windshield. They come standard with a clear windshield. I got the tinted.
Yeah. So you can figure, if you're going to do any of that stuff, add a couple thousand more.
Yeah. You can probably figure by the time you get done, it's going to cost you $15,000 for a brand new golf cart. Just put that in your budget.
Yeah.
Because really, if you move here, if you're going to be here for a long period of time, that's going to be your car. Unless you're female. Females don't like using golf carts. She laughs. It's a fact.
What's
Most
going on?
females, unless they play golf, if they play golf, that's different. If you're a non-golfer female, and I'm not being racist or whatever they want to throw at me, the odds are you're not going to use that golf cart on a daily basis. You're going to use the car.
You cannot judge everybody by me.
You're not going to because it's going to mess up your hair.
Oh, no, and
That's
I've
a
never
fact.
said it
That's a
messed up
fact.
my
That's a
hair.
fact. That's a fact.
I've never said it messed up my hair. But I like.
Oh God!
I take the
We
car.
get. She don't have to say that. What she would do, we'll get in the
You
golf
want to
cart,
pick up your mail?
and she'll go. Can you put that windshield up? It's too windy out here. Well, if it's 102 out and I got the windshield down, that breeze coming through there feels good.
But you have the window down and the air conditioner on. That's insane.
There is no air conditioner in the golf cart, so I can't have it on.
Anyway.
See?
Never mind. Like I said, I did not go in the golf cart a lot because it dried my contacts out. Now I don't wear contacts.
Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening.
Okay. And the monthly amenity fees, it
went up to 189.
It did, and then
That's
there
for people.
was a cap on it,
It was, but it's gone.
and it's gone.
Those are for people that buys a new house or a pre-owned home. If it's your first house you buy here in the Villages, as of January 1st, you're subject to the amenity fee of $189.
Right.
People get that confused. They say, oh, that's if you buy a new house. No, that's if you buy any house here, January 1st, it's $189.
Yeah.
Now, for people like us, I don't know how it works either. It's like a grandfather thing. We're not a subject to that 189 right now. But I guarantee you, we're going to get gradual increments that eventually, somewhere down the road, we'll be up there with everybody else. The guy says it wasn't increased a couple of years ago. It's increased every January. This is not like a once in a lifetime
Since they
thing.
took the cap off, yes, it is. It has increased. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a yearly thing now of costs of whatever, and then I know what you're going to say. I said the same thing. Well, during COVID, when people weren't working and they couldn't get, and they had to pay more to get people to work, and blah blah blah, the amenity fee would go up. I understand it, but now that COVID's over and people are coming back to work, wouldn't that amenity fee go down? You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And Dave says you're right, Skip. The wife never even thinks of using the golf cart.
No, they don't. Anytime a wife says, I've got to go to the grocery store, she ain't never going to get in that golf cart to go to the grocery store. I don't care if that grocery store is only 1 block away. She's not going to take that golf cart to the grocery store unless she lost her driver's license doing something else and she thinks she can drive the golf cart to the grocery store, which truthfully you cannot do, but they do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, Kyle says she prefers the golf cart.
She don't play golf. I'm saying the difference in women driving a golf cart all the time is the women golfers, because they go out golf 2 and 3 days a week anyway.
Listen to me. She says she prefers the golf cart.
She don't live here. Who are you talking about?
Kyle, Rizzo.
Oh, well, basically they're new. They haven't been here long enough. You ain't been here long enough, Kyler.
Like I said, everywhere that I go is out of the
Hey,
bubble.
ask yourself this question. When they came here, who was driving that golf cart? Oh, it must have been the old man.
I don't remember, but but like everywhere I go practically is outside the Villages. I go to Kohl's, it's outside.
Yeah, we have to go to Kohl's. They don't have nothing inside the Villages here to buy.
I'll tell you what, it's getting less and less. The stores I went to are going.
What are you going to do when Kohl's closed down nationwide?
I'll do the same thing I have with the other stores. I'll find somewhere else to go.
Leesburg?
You can't buy everything at Walmart.
I don't go to Walmart for nothing.
Well, yeah, okay. But
to this day, I don't know why anybody would go to Walmart.
I pick up your mail. It's outside the Villages.
My mail's not at Walmart.
No, but it's outside of the Villages.
That day could change. There's been a proposal.
Yeah, you can go get it yourself.
No. There's been a proposal that I've heard going around, but you got to get all these, I don't know, the AAC, the CDA, and the DDCs, and all these people to vote on all this crap. It's all a bunch of shit. That in the old section up there, there is a post office inside the Villages up there. They built a new one. You know where it is.
Yeah.
there had been a proposal of doing that down yonder in the newer area. So the people down there doesn't have to run to Coleman to a post office or run over to Wildwood to a post office. And
But think about it. How far is it going to be to get down there?
I'll buy a new house.
Well,
Because I think that's a
whatever.
wonderful idea to have a post office. Like, say, here, we don't need a post office for Hillsboro. But if they would have picked a corner somewhere, like up here by Morse Boulevard and Hillsboro Trail there, and put a post office right there, this whole big area here would have access to that post office right down there in your golf cart.
Yeah. Well, you know, I know the people in Spanish Springs, they have their own post office.
Not here.
In Spanish Springs, I said.
Yeah, up there they do. I said they did up there. You know where it is.
But that's what I said. You can get there by golf cart. But like I said, right now, your post office box is in Wildwood.
Right, but if they ever put it here inside the villages, then I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Right. Well, like I said, the places I shopped at, you know, I went to Steinmart. I went to Izod.
What's Steinmeier got to do with post office?
They're gone. So they said
they're all going to be gone. There's even a thing on the internet I read last night. I haven't verified anything. That Cracker Barrel could shut down nationwide.
Oh, well, you know, everything
I find that one hard to believe, but hey, who knows nowadays?
Everything on the internet's true, right?
No, this was this thing that came on the news thing.
Yeah.
So, well, but I can't verify it. It's just like this Galileo thing from Germany. Mm-hmm. I get them, but I can't verify them. Just like this thing, it was a news update thing, and I'm reading this on my app, and I'm going, it didn't say they were going to. It said, how would you feel if Cracker Barrel has to shut down nationwide? And I didn't read the article. I just it could be. See, that could be clickbait.
Yeah. And you know, they are building. Well, Trailwinds is going to get a Target. David
Dempsey, you're right, Skip. The wife never even thinks of using the golf cart.
You're going to tell me how many times you're right.
But I am right.
Yeah, Meadow 37 says she saw mostly men driving carts.
Carl Rizzo says I prefer the golf cart. Men do. I prefer the golf cart. Yeah. I when I was playing golf 5 days a week, and between that and going to get a haircut and going down to the square and doing all the things you do when you're new here, I run the dog crap out of my golf cart.
Yeah, and then, you know, and somebody says that Patrick Wheel says many women in my neighborhood call it a pool cart. Yeah, I always take the cart when I go to the pool.
That's
I never
good.
take the car.
I don't mind that. You know, going down to the square it's easier to park it at a square at night when you want to go down there instead of taking a car. I hear a lot of people complaining about parking spaces down there in their car, their residence here, and my mind says, well, then why don't you buy a golf cart? Because then you go to the square and it's easier. I don't know where you're coming from, how far you got to travel. I don't know all that. But I do know that parking a golf cart, for those that know how to park a golf cart, some people don't, it's much easier. And a golf cart will actually double the size of parking availability.
Yeah. But like, I like exploring. And, you know, after you've been here so many years, you've seen everything here. So I like going out of the bubble and checking out places. We did a lot of restaurants outside. Still do. My ladies' lunch. I take them to different restaurants. I don't take them to just inside the villages. I take them to different places. And because they don't get out of the bubble that much.
Irvin Clark says everyone getting on the bandwagon increasing prices.
That's everybody has.
Yeah, everybody here has. I've seen that since I've been here. That's one of the things that I've noticed, and I used to make nasty comments about it, but people didn't like my nasty comments because, I don't know. But anyway, I said, it seems to me, I know what I paid for what I got done here. I know what I paid for what I got done up there. It's simple things like getting your grass mowed, things like that. I know prices go up. I'm not arguing about that. But I've seen things to where it almost looks like different contractors are trying to figure out, how high can I go before they start cutting me off? That little curve line right there, like stock market.
I think that's what they're doing with house prices.
I think so, because the prices they say are coming down, but yet when I look on the new houses, I don't look at pre-owned, I'll be honest with you. When I look at the new houses, I don't see that big of a difference. You know, they say, well, it came down 10,000, but it went up 150,000. You know, and so I'm not seeing that big of a deal.
Yeah. Jerry Bell wants to know, have you had to replace the tires on your golf cart yet?
You know, Jerry, I haven't. This cart's a 2000. I think it's either a late 14 or early 15. I can't remember. But let's say it's 2015. I have the same tires on there. They still look good. No, they last a long time. But I've got 10-inch tires now, on the new ones. The older ones, the first golf cart we had only had 8-inch tires, and they seem to wear out pretty quick. But this one here, no, they're lasting quite a while.
Well, then the cart itself is,
Well, it's a whole different cart.
Yeah. Other than it could use a cleaning.
Yeah, probably could. It's been in the garage for a while.
But it's it's in great shape.
I think the new tires, I'll be wrong about this, but I think they're steel belt. I think they are. I think they're steel belt. And then the older cart I had, I think they were nylon tires. And that's a big difference. Because if they set for a while, you get that thumping when you take off. And on this new cart, I don't seem to have any of that.
Yeah. I mean, I did drive. Deb had a Quietech, and it is a big difference in the noise.
Yeah, I think if I was to buy a new cart today, I definitely would look at a Quietech.
Yeah, because I can, when I walk in the morning, there's not a whole lot of traffic out, and there's one guy going to work every morning, and I know he's coming because I know the sound of his cart.
In some ways, though, that's a safety factor.
Well, yeah, they say that with Harleys too.
They do. Harleys will tell you that the louder the pipes, the safer the bike, and that's been proven wrong many, many times.
Well, I said, it's what you're told, what you're taught.
It's your excuse.
Well, whatever. Yeah,
that's all. It's just another excuse.
Not saying anything bad about Harleys, guys.
No, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but I mean, we've been to too many motorcycle rallies, and we've heard that so many times. I said, wow, man, that's a loud bike. A lot of them don't have mufflers at all. Mm-hmm. It's just a straight pipe, and it's just loud as can be. And they say, yeah, it makes it safe, real safe, because people hear me.
And when you ride 300 miles and see how that feels with that noise, I couldn't handle it, but that's just me. Oh, Meadow 37 says the favorite cart ride for sure was the nighttime one. What a hoot. You're going to have to do another one of those, He should have done that. He should have did that at New Year's. That would have probably been something.
I was just in the studio editing video or something. I forget what it was, and I got done. And when I'm editing a video, it doesn't stop at the editing part. I generally won't shut the computer off until it's downloaded completely. Yeah. And then I'll start it, and then I'll watch part of it. I skip through it to make sure that the audio's there, make sure. I've had mistakes here where I know how to cover my butt. Once that's done, then sometimes I'll shut the computer off, and now it's Miller time. And this could be at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll go out, sometimes I'll get a beer, sometimes I'll get a glass of wine, and I'll sit in there, and then I go through my YouTube channels that I like to watch, and then I'll go through them, and I'll watch some of them.
Yeah.
That night, I think I've already seen the YouTube channels that I watch, like early in the morning when I get out of bed, like 10 o'clock in the morning. That's early in the morning for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have my second cup of coffee. And then, I do my videos or whatever in the mornings or whatever. It's off and on all day long. I don't do it for 8 straight hours sitting there. I'll sit there maybe an hour, do something. Then I may go out and make a sandwich or something, and then, whatever. But anyway, I get all that done and out of the way, and I was feeling pretty good. The weather was pretty decent. I remember right. It was like in the 70s late at night. And I went outside, and I just thought, heck, I think, because I'm always thinking a week ahead, like videos for next Monday. I'm already thinking about that, and I may not do one for next Monday. I don't know that, but I may not. So I thought, I'm going to take a nighttime ride and go down to the square. It's after 9 o'clock. I don't know if anybody's ever done a nighttime ride before. And show you what the squares look like. Because literally, if you're here and you've never been here, ask anybody that lives here, the squares are from 5 to 9. And 75% of everybody at the square, once the music stops at 9 o'clock, are heading home.
Yeah.
The squares just empty out. Now, there's a few bars that stay open a little bit later, and so you'll see some people at the bars outside. Generally, they're all well-behaved. They're not bothering anybody. They're just sitting out there talking crap and drinking beer and whatever. But generally, around 10 o'clock or so, I would say a good 50% of those guys are gone, and they're out of here. And that's when I showed up. So the little bit of what you saw down there of a couple of guys sitting over there at Bluefin, I think, drinking some beer on the outside bar, And I think at City Fire there might have been a few guys sitting over there, guys and gals there. But you saw the streets; they were just empty. There's nothing. It's dark. As a matter of fact, I don't know if they shut lights out or what, but it's just dark. There's nothing there except for some drunk lady that they're trying to trace down because she forgot her dog. She left it at the bar. And that was somebody said that was the. Asked me if I planned that. Did you stage that to get more clicks on your video? No, I don't stage anything. Everybody will tell you all the mistakes you see that happens on my channel, on WNL, whatever. None of it's planned. I know another one. I got an email last night from Margaret Meredith, whatever. she emails me a lot. She watches our channel. She's a real loyal subscriber. She said, I watched your video about I did a little video about the new stuff in the refrigerator. Installed.
Yeah, I seen it. Show my dirty kitchen.
Well, at the end of it, there was part of my editing. I edited it out, and then I got to looking at it, thinking, you know what, that would make kind of a pretty good blooper. I think I'm going to put it on YouTube, so I'll have to bloop out the bad words. I figured you guys can figure out what those bad words was. And so she said, I know that. She said, I know it was staged. She said, but it was still funny. It's not staged. There's nothing staged. That really happened.
Dreamer, have a nice day.
So what it was is in order to get the refrigerator in the kitchen, the delivery guys had to take the door handles off because it wouldn't come through the door, right?
Yeah.
And he laid them up on the counter right there, and then he set it in the kitchen, and then he asked us if he wanted. No, we didn't pay for that. They wanted $200 to install that refrigerator, if I remember right.
Yeah, I don't remember now, but
whatever it was. Whatever it was is ridiculous. I said, I ain't paying that. That's what ticked me off was that. So I said, now just leave it here. I'll take care of it. And so when I put it in, I put the handles on, and because that one's on the bottom. I got to get on my knees. The screw's on the bottom. I got to look under the bottom part of the glass. So I got to look up this way and tighten them up. And I forgot to do it. Mm-hmm. So when I'm videoing it, showing you the refrigerator of things that she likes that I could care less about, I grabbed the handle and it came off because I forgot to tighten it. And so, no, that was not staged. That actually happened. It wasn't a big deal, but that actually happened. And so you hear me kind of rambling and cussing and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of I think people like the bloopers. Do you? I
quit doing them on.
Well, and I said, other than you can bleep out your language, but
on Patreon, I put out a feeler. I said, look, if you guys want me to do bloopers, I said I can do them once in a while. I'm not going to promise them every week. I can do them once in a while, but I'm warning you now. I've got a trucker mouth. I've had it my whole life. I don't apologize for it. That's just the way it is, and I don't really want to have to go through all of my bloopers and have to bleep everything out. It's time consuming. It really is. And they all said, no, man, we love that. Do it. We like to see it. We want to see the real life thing. I said, well, remember you asked for it. And so at the beginning of those blooper reels, it's just all bloopers. That's all it is. I put a disclaimer saying there's language on this that you may or may not like. So I'm warning you now, if you don't like the language, don't watch this. Blah, blah, blah. So I put 2 blooper reels up. By the end of that second blooper reel, 2 Patreons unsubscribed. They left. And I'm not about that. I'm not about losing Patreons. I watch my Patreons a lot. Close. Really close. And when 2 of them left, I thought, I'm not doing any more of that.
Like I said, you can do them and just bleep out the noise. But William Rizzo says $9 for a dozen eggs at Publix in the Keys. Wow. I thought they were high, but wow.
That's because they don't have chickens. They don't. The only chickens they got in the Keys is the roosters they have in the Key West that somehow goes back to, I think, Blackbeard the pirate, if I remember right, the story, and that's why those chickens are there.
Yeah. That's insane. Like I said, when they got up to 5 here, I thought they were joking.
No, it's a trucker issue.
It's not a trucker issue. It's the chickens are getting that disease, and so they're killing the whole flocks.
Well, then don't eat it. Listen to me. I'm telling you what I know as a trucker. If you don't like the price of eggs, everybody nationwide quit eating them, and you'll see the price come way down.
Well, there's a lot of things that you can't hardly cook without eggs.
Like what?
Cake.
You can get this artificial egg stuff.
But then, they're not having that either. That's what I said.
What do you mean not having that either?
I went to Walmart the other day.
The artificial egg stuff is made in a factory, and it's not made from a chicken.
Well, I went to Walmart the other day, and I don't normally. I usually shop Winn-Dixie, Aldi's, Publix, those kind of places. But I went to Walmart, and their produce department, all they had was cartons of 18 of eggs. They said you could get 18. Couldn't get a dozen, couldn't get a half a dozen. You had to have 18. And some lady kept walking past me, and she said, I don't want 18. I said, honey, that's all they got. Went to get butter. No butter. Who ever heard of such a thing?
Are we talking about real butter? Or are we talking about margarine?
No butter. None.
Margarine's not butter.
None.
So you're talking about real butter?
Yeah. Because I buy real butter.
Well, I can remember in our married life somewhere along the line you thought margarine was real butter, and you put it on my popcorn, and I kept telling you that's not butter.
Well, that's everybody has their own preference. I used the plant-based butter, but I was looking for the Land O'Lakes, which
what if
everybody
the
knows
movie
what that
theater
is.
here would take offense if I made a bag of popcorn, pull up to the movie theater, run inside real quick, and use their butter on my popcorn?
Well, I think so.
Because they got the best butter. And I know it's not butter, but whatever it is.
Yeah, I think they'd probably escort you out. Well, and we don't, we only have one theater that's still in use, and it's only a couple days a week, I think.
Brownwood's not open yet anymore?
No. Can you imagine how much it's costing to leave it sit empty?
You know what it's going to be like when they decide to put apartment houses in Brownwood Theater?
Oh, well.
That day's coming.
Yeah, because they're not doing anything else with it. And for a building that size. They're not going to have movie
theaters much anymore. It's going to be a thing of the past like drive-in theaters because you got pay-per-view on TV anymore, and people sit in their own chairs for $5 and watch a movie instead of going to the movie theater and paying, I don't even know what it costs to go in there and get a ticket anymore. So, yeah, the movie theaters are on their way out.
Wow.
You're seeing a good example of that in Spanish Springs. They've already announced that movie theater is not coming back.
Yeah.
They're going to put an exercise center in there and whatever else it was. I don't know, maybe a restaurant. I don't know.
And John Keller says if eggs are that high, what's bacon cost? Yeah. Well, I don't buy the regular bacon. I buy the freeze-dried stuff you can put in the microwave because we don't eat that much of it.
No, I really don't.
And
I don't understand why I'm so fat. I really don't eat that much. I know you've heard this from all old people. Well, I don't eat that much, but I'm 100 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion it's mostly with me. It's beer and snacks.
I'm just saying, when was the last ice cream you had?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you pour a Coke over it?
I do like that.
I know you do.
Instead of a root beer float, I like to take one of my big glasses, fill it full of ice cream, and dump Coke in there. And then I stir it up. Yeah. And so I get it to right where it needs to be. And then, that's probably my favorite. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And Irving Clark from Connecticut says eggs are $5.50 for the large ones. Yeah. That's about what it is around here.
Seriously, don't buy them. I'm being dead serious. You don't need eggs. Eggs is not going to change your life. You don't need them. Do without them.
I've been, I like eggs. I do, but it's on one of my lists that I should.
Well, then go to a restaurant and buy breakfast. It's probably cheaper. Right? We've said that here, that in order to make some kind of a dinner, whatever it is, you've said, it's almost as cheap to go to a restaurant and do this and let them clean up the mess.
It is. It is. Some things it is. Yeah. Rizzo says, funny thing, we have wild chickens in the parking lot. Yeah. Yeah,
they got a lot of wild chickens down there. Can you eat them?
Yeah. Sandra says, why do so many people work when they're retired? Well, prices keep going up.
I got my theory about that.
Of course.
Most of the dogs here are owned by women, not men. Most. Not all, but most. Especially little dogs. Little white dogs are owned by women. Because women, their whole life has always raised or taken care of something. Children, and in older life, maybe your husband you had to take care of. He passes away, you're alone, dog.
Bye, guys.
Got to take care of something. Men were raised, or at least my generation, from far back as I can remember, Dad always telling me, the day's going to come, you're going to have to go out and make a living. So you need to do this or do that to make it easier to make a living. He's talking about college and things like that, or what do you call it, trade skill. So, and my grandpa always told me, because he's from the Depression days, that do as much as you can to save as much as you can, because in life you're going to spend a lot of money hiring people to do the things you can't do. And to this day, that's in my mind, so I fix things myself. I'm installing my own dishwasher when the average person here would never do that. But I just do it because I still can. The day's coming I won't be able to do it at all. And I'm getting close, I think, where I won't be able to do that stuff anymore, because of just the idea of bending over and stuff, and my eyes, I can't see like I used to, and things like that. I forget the question.
That's one of the
I was
joys of
rambling
being
on
old.
there, and then I forgot where I was going.
Okay, well let's go on.
All right, we're done.
Okay. Mark A. wanted to thank you both so much. We've been researching moving to the villages over the past year. Recently purchased a lot, which they're currently building our house on in the village of Newhall. Well, congratulations.
Village where?
It says Newhall, but it's
Newell.
Newell.
That's
Yeah,
Newell, yeah.
He says Newhall on there, but yeah, it's Newell. And
well, that's probably spell correct. I hate spell correct on these things. It's got me sometimes saying things I know the person reading it going, has he been drinking?
Squirrel.
Hey, Billy Bob, 99-cent super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Karen says she has 2 Pomskis, and they are her kid replacement.
Yeah, there are. We missed a dog yesterday. Damn it.
Yeah.
Judy P got it.
Yeah, and it was the same kind of dog that Katie was, a Brussels. And only it's brown. Katie was all black, but it's all brown. She sent me a picture. It's just cute as could be, and its name is Tulu.
I asked Sue. I said, "Well, how much did you give for it?" She said it was free.
Somebody wanted to rehome it.
Son of a bitch! Apparently, they don't watch my channel.
Well, I'm going to PetSmart again on Saturday. They have a adoption event every Saturday at PetSmart there in Spanish Springs, and they had 2 last week.
I would have took that one.
The one was beautiful, but it was a bonded pair, and so I'm not sure I could handle 2.
We're not doing 2. Period.
But I'm tempted to foster them and see if I could handle 2, but because it was perfect. But yeah, so far I haven't found one, but I'm still looking. And Kyle Rizzo sent me a picture of a couple that Havanese.
You know why I done that? Huh? I gave him your email address.
Well, that's all right.
I said email her because I didn't want to get into this forwarding problem again.
Well, I emailed the owner the address that they had down there, and the email come back as not working good. Or something. Not good.
The email's got to be exact.
Yeah.
If there's a space, you got to put it there. If there's a capital letter, you got to put it there. If there's a dot, dash, or whatever, it's got to be there. It won't go through.
Yeah.
So that's why I usually tell them, have them email me, because now I got your correct email.
Yeah.
There's always a method to my madness. People don't understand why you do it that way. I have a reason. Trust me.
You're just nuts.
Listen, I answer on an average of 500 comments and emails in combined every day. When you got that many, I don't have time to go look for your email address. I don't have time to try to figure out what went wrong here. I copy, paste, send, and it's just quicker that way.
Yeah. Oh, and Cynthia has 2 Ponchis.
Who?
Cynthia. I mean, I said, y'all got your little kid replacements, and I haven't found mine yet. I will. One will find me.
Palm trees?
Pomchies. Pomeranian Chihuahua.
Oh, mutts. I know today they call them designer dogs.
Yeah.
They figured out how to sell a mutt.
Yeah. And that's right, Jerry. They are expensive. I mean, every dog we've ever had.
That's why I say Judy got a deal when he gave it to her.
Yeah.
That's probably a $3,000 dog.
Yeah. But no, it's $6 on the internet now.
I ain't paying it. Period. I'm just waiting for somebody to die. I'm gonna take our dog. Whoops.
Oh, oh, are we done? Yeah,
Yeah,
we're,
yeah. I just now noticed that. Don't know how long that was frozen. Okay, that's our 2-hour mark. So we
yeah,
have talked real quick. First one that emails me. Here's the new magazine for the month, the Villages magazine. I don't know what's in it. I haven't even opened it up. Sue had a laying in there. First one that emails me say, I want that magazine, and I will contact you and get your mailing address, and we'll mail that out to you.
yeah. Send us your mailing address. I'll get it to you.
Yeah, because I don't keep nothing like that on file.
Yeah.
Okay, with that being said, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Don't forget Friday after the news. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but you'll know it when you see it and see how it works. If it don't work, then I won't do it anymore, but we'll see how it works. See, I can't see the screen. How do you shut this thing off? This is going to look good on